Nowadays, people all over the country are talking about the treasure in the Puri Jagannath temple. They say that the room containing the treasure has been opened and that it contains gold, diamonds, emeralds, and jewelry worth millions, guarded by big snakes. People are coming up with stories according to their creativity. Why was this treasure chamber opened after 46 years? Who went inside? What did they see? What is actually inside these chambers? Let's find out today. There is a common belief that ancient treasures are guarded by snakes. Whoever tried to open them died mysteriously. We have heard such stories since childhood. However, the Supreme Court of India has issued an order to open the treasure chamber of the Puri Jagannath temple. They fixed the date as Sunday 14th July 2024. The auspicious time was set at 1:28 p.m. A team of 11 people was selected to enter the rooms where the treasure is kept. Military men, ambulances, and snake catchers were stationed outside the Puri Jagannath shrine. Finally, the day arrived. There are 3 chambers in the Puri Jagannath temple. 3 keys are needed to open the 3rd chamber. Without one of these keys, the door cannot be opened. The first key is with the Gajapati Maharaja family, who have maintained the Puri temple for centuries. The second key is held by the Bhandar officials, and the 3rd key is secretly kept in the district collector's office. But when the retired judge of the Orissa High Court, the magistrate, and the Gajapati Maharaja turned their keys in unison, the doors did not open. They tried again, thinking it might be because they hadn't been opened for many years, but the doors still wouldn't open. With no other option left, they broke the locks with the magistrate's permission. After 46 years, the treasure doors were finally opened. Everyone was shocked by what they saw. Among the 11 people present was SP Pinak Mishra, who fainted at the sight. Before we find out what they saw in that chamber, let's learn about the history of this treasure. Once upon a time, King Kapilendra, who ruled over Puri, used to raid the southern kingdoms and bring back the immense wealth he had captured and offer it to Lord Jagannath of Puri. Similarly, wealth poured in during the reign of King Purushottam Dev. Thus, various kinds of wealth from different kings and devotees were deposited in the Puri Jagannath temple. Before India gained independence, British officials opened the Puri Jagannath treasury in 1905. They inspected it but never kept any records. They did not even attempt to estimate the amount of wealth that was there. However, in 1926, they reopened the vault and recorded the items. T. meant to write it down when they said record, but even that wasn't done correctly. After another 52 years, in 1978, after independence, the governor of Orissa, Bhagwat Dayal Sharma, opened the treasury. With the help of a few people, they started counting the wealth inside the treasury. Days turned into weeks, weeks into months. A total of 70 days passed, but they continued to count. Then they realized that it was extremely difficult to account for this treasure. With no other option, they stopped counting halfway and closed the doors. Even then, the general value of this treasure was in the hundreds of crores, but its antique value on the international market would be more than 1 trillion rupees. It wouldn't be surprising if it was even higher. Why did they stop counting 46 years ago? It was probably some kind of fraud. They may have stopped halfway because the accounts didn't add up. Hi, if you are new to my channel, I'm Vikram Aditya from India. In just 30 seconds, I want to introduce you to a life-changing tool, the Mahabharat, written by me. It's said that whatever problems you face, you can find solutions in the Mahabharat. I'm confident that reading this book will be one of the most enriching experiences of your life. These timeless stories are not just reading material, they're a comprehensive library of solutions to your everyday challenges. The complete story of the Mahabharat is available in 2 parts and in over 50 languages. See the description for links to get this transformative book into your home. Remember, it's not just a book, it's a doorway to wisdom. The doors of the closed vault were reopened after 46 years on 14 July 2024. But the last time the vault was opened, in 1978, they found over 120 kilos of gold and over 221 kilos of silver. But they didn't weigh a lot of other gold, silver and objects made of different metals. They also didn't estimate the value of these items. In the Puri Jagannath temple, there is a record book called Madlapanji. This book contains data related to the treasure for the last 1000 years. On page 34 of this record, it is mentioned that a king named Ananga Bhimadeva donated 250,000 gold items to the Puri Jagannath temple. But when the second chamber was opened 46 years ago, these items were not found. The records in Madlapanji are not just fictional stories. It is believed that all this wealth is in the 3rd chamber. In the treasure chamber of the Puri Jagannath temple, the first chamber is called the Bahar Bhandar. This chamber is opened regularly as it contains the gold ornaments often used by Lord Jagannath. The Bhandar officer alone has the keys to this first chamber. Inside this first chamber is a door to the second chamber. Similarly, a door leading to the third chamber is located inside the second chamber. Before we find out what the 11 people who went inside saw, let's find out how many attacks have been made on this Puri Jagannath temple, which holds such immense wealth. Because of these attacks, much of the treasure that should have been in the temple may no longer be there. According to the Madalapanji, the first attack on the Puri Jagannath temple was made by the Rashtrakutas in 800 AD. After that, the Bengal Sultan, the Mughals, the Rajputs and many other kings attacked the Puri Jagannath temple a total of 18 times, looting the treasure each time. When the team of 11 went inside, they saw a treasure unlike anything they had ever seen before. They couldn't believe their eyes. It was a once-in-a-lifetime experience, filled with joy and wonder. In the room were large boxes filled with gold crowns, rubies, diamonds, and emeralds. The boxes were not small. They were large, each box containing hundreds of kilos of gold. There were 6 such boxes, all filled with treasure. The treasure in the second chamber was transferred to 6 new boxes and placed in a temporary vault nearby. However, the treasure in the third chamber, which was opened by breaking the locks, has not yet been removed. This room contains 6 cupboards and numerous boxes of treasure. Many of these boxes also contain a great deal of gold. The gold from these boxes has been moved to another temporary vault. All seemed well until now, but here's another twist. The Archaeological Survey of India, after checking old records, strongly suspects that there are secret rooms under the third chamber, accessible through a secret passage. They believe that these rooms contain even more treasures than those seen so far. It is said that there are golden thrones set with diamonds, crowns, the waist ornaments of the goddess Mahalakshmi, golden statues of deities, and many such items that are priceless. According to Puri's history and records, these chambers contain another 7 secret subchambers. 2 subchambers were discovered in 1964. People at the time believed there were no more subchambers. Then, in 1972, the third subchamber was discovered. However, the location of the remaining 4 subchambers is unknown. Recently, a secret passage has been found in Puri. No one is allowed to go near it and rituals are performed there. It is believed that this passage may lead to other treasure sites. In the Puri Jagannath temple complex, there is a temple called Pataleshwar. The top of its tower is level with the ground. If you descend 72 feet from there, you will reach the deity Pataleshwar. The Puri temple has 2 secret passages. One of these passages comes from the Pataleshwar temple and leads directly under the treasure chamber. However, the temple authorities have sealed this passage with large granite stones. Pataleshwar is also known as the Kubra Lingam. In reality, what is visible in Puri is only a small part of the treasure. There is much more unimaginable wealth hidden away, and it is incredibly difficult to find. For 1,000 years, many Mughal rulers, British officials, and various kings and dictators have looted the Puri Jagannath temple. However, this is not the only temple in India with such treasure. The Ananta Padmanabhaswamy temple in Kerala contains much more wealth than the Puri Jagannath temple. Despite being plundered by so many, India still has such immense wealth today. Imagine how glorious our nation must have been then. During the reign of Sri Krishna Devaraya, jewels, rubies and diamonds were sold in heaps in the middle of the streets. Moreover, the diamonds looted from our country such as the Kohinoor, the Hope diamond, the Regent diamond, the Darya-e-Noor and the Orlov diamond, if sold, could clear the entire national debt. It is presently impossible to quantify the value of the Kohinoor alone, yet we stand before the world as a poor, developing country. Half of this is due to the depredations of outsiders, and the other half is our own fault. We must recognize the greatness of our country, develop our character to match that greatness, and strive to restore our nation's former glory. We must once again show the world the splendor of India. Friends, you already know how captivating my story narration can be. Imagine how epic the great Mahabharata would be in my narration. To experience this, you must read my book on the Mahabharata, available on Amazon. I've provided the links in the description below this video. Order your copy now and immerse yourself in the experience.